Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode here at Real Conversation, where we talk real about love, dating, and everything in between. I'm your host, Nicole Jones,
And I am Quantis Harry.
and we would like to thank you guys for joining us tonight, where we have a great show for you. Hey, Quana, what's going on with you, girl? Looking good. Oh,
Yeah,
look at them braids, girl.
yeah, you know me. I got to get me a good protective style all the time. I'm so tired of doing my hair. So it's like, you know what? Let me do what I need to do. And braids are always a good go-to for
And that color
protective
too.
styles, right?
And that
Yeah, thank
color
you
always
so
look
much.
amazing on you.
Thank you so much. It's really creating or shutting down those rumors where they say melanated women or melanated people can't wear blonde hair. But I feel like we look so good in it, like it's made for us. So I don't care what anyone says.
Agreed.
So
Well, and
thank
the
you so
house
much.
looks really good on you. So, and
Thank you. I appreciate
no
that. I
matter what
appreciate
shade you
that.
pick, it always looks
I,
good.
I I saw you turn your head to the left real quick or to the right. I'm like, wait, okay, you got a little thing. Okay,
Yeah.
I see you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your locks
Yes,
popping.
ma'am.
I see you. Oh my goodness, it looks so nice.
Oh,
Oh
thank you.
wow.
Appreciate that.
Yes, I love that style. And actually I like it because that pulls the hair back from your face so that we can see your
Oh,
beautiful face. So yeah.
thank
So I
you.
love that. You're
I know you always see
welcome.
my face in hats and everything else, so I appreciate it. That's the
Yeah,
style.
we love to see it.
Thank you
Well,
so
like Nicole said, we do have a wonderful show lined up for you today. We're gonna just kind of go over a few things um, that has happened. We talked about some of the things last week. We want to give you a couple of updates. The first thing we want to actually talk about is the issue with the student loan servicing, right? I know we talked about Navient and Mohila not actually servicing the loan, but from what I have read, the update to that is actually Navient moving all of the loans that they're servicing over into Mohila. So Mohila will remain the student loan servicer, but all of Navient's loans will be going into the Mohila platform, which I am going to assume is going to take some time because of all of the different loans that they have over at Navient. It's public loans, federally serviced loans, as well as private loans. And all of those are moving into the Mohila platform.
So that's a little weird
So,
because they also said that Mohilia is also they've stopped them at the end of this year. They're not supposed to be servicing no federal loans. So
yeah, no. From what the update that I saw was that all of Navient's loans will be moving into Mohila. So it could be maybe there was some sort of agreement that was some sort of agreement that they made. But from what I see now is that all of Navient's loans are going into Mohila, and I don't think that they're all going to move by the end of 2025 because there's so many things so many moving parts here. So that people were worried about, those people who have already been approved for the loan forgiveness program, whether
mhm.
those loans are still going to be
Honored.
forgiven and if those yeah if they're going to be honored. So there's so much chatter about this situation that and there's, like I said, so many moving parts. You really just have to wait until all the dust settles, all the smoke clears, to see where we are with that. But it does, Mohila did say that the terms, the payments, all of those things will remain the same. There will be no adjustments in payments. So we'll
Do
see
you
what
know?
happens for
Do
that.
you know when that update was made?
I saw the update made on Tuesday, December 9th. I saw that update being made. So they may have moved on to something else. So many things change, you know, because this is a ongoing thing. They may
Yeah.
have changed some things, but from what I understood was on Tuesday, I saw that they are not changing any of the terms or payments, and they are moving all of Navient's loans into the Mohila platform. Now, it could be that. they're just kind of, you know how you consolidate into
Hmm.
one, and then so that you can move everything. So it
Hmm.
could be that may be the end result, but I didn't see that in the publication that I read. So I guess there's more to come on that. We'll keep you guys updated on that.
Okay.
So I'm hoping, a lot of people thought that there would be their loans would no longer would just like disappear into thin air.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
we were sucking through this course.
yeah, but they're like, yeah, no, it's going over to Mohila, and you still have to make your payments. You still have to do all of those things. So I think it's important for everyone to take an accurate accounting of their student loan balances and how many payments they've already made, so that when they do transfer, that information is correct. And I mean, that information that they see is correct. And if there's anything that they need to dispute, right,
Yeah.
then they at least have proof that, hey, this is the amount of payments that I made, and this was my balance prior to it transferring over into Mohila. So, well,
And
more
see,
to
and
come
that's
on
the
that.
thing right there that I have, because if they're being transferred, no matter which company you was with that you had your loans with, if you already had that approval, they should complete. It's supposed to be completely honored, and they're not supposed to starting people over, because if you already, let's say, because if someone has 120 payments and you've paid 100 payments already, that doesn't just wipe away. You get what I'm saying?
No, yeah, and I think that's exactly what they're actually going to honor all the payments that were already made. But I
Hmm.
think the fear is that those people who were already approved for loan forgiveness
Hmm.
and they haven't been discharged just yet,
Hmm.
their concern is whether, during this move, if that's still going to happen. So it kind of delays it a little bit during the because of the move.
It's
But
okay.
I think that they'll
They gonna
do it. Hmm.
they gonna get it. It's okay. They gonna get
Yeah, I think
it.
so too. It take just like any merger, any big merger, right? It does take some time for the dust to settle and everything, and all the records counted for. There are audits that need to be done to make sure that the information that they received from the prior servicer is what they have on file at the new servicer. So,
Right.
it's going to take some time, but I believe that it's going to be done efficiently. And if not, there's going to be some really mad, student loan borrowers. Well, we'll see what happens. I think they're pretty competent. I think they'll be able to get this right. It may take a little bit longer than normal, but I think they'll get it right. So
I think so too.
yeah. The other thing that I saw was on Tuesday there was a shooting at Kentucky State University, and I
Another-
do know that they had the. I'm sorry, go ahead, Nicole.
No, I just said another one.
Yeah, girl, I know. I just don't understand. So one person's dead, one person injured, and as the time on Tuesday they had that person in critical condition, and it's like, but I believe they're pulling through. But there's one person dead, and the shooter was in custody as well. I
Okay.
don't know the motive behind it. I haven't seen that just yet, but
You know what? The motive doesn't even matter. I don't understand why there's
girl,
school shootings. I can care less about what the motive is. There should not be no more school shootings. That should be
I agree.
done.
I agree. And I just, it just kind of scares me a bit because so many people can just walk on these college campuses and just do whatever, and because it's open, right? So
Yeah.
they can open fire on these college campuses. And it takes me back to what you were talking about last week with the girl who went up to her boyfriend's room, and she wasn't even supposed to be in that particular dorm. And
Yeah.
she got in and was banging on his door. It just gives me a clear picture of the security, the lack of security on some of these campuses, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's alarming at best. It really is.
Because they only have that one security guard, and does he actually? He doesn't sit there and get ID from people that walk in, that walk, even though it's outside. You should have to show your ID in order to get onto the campus.
Here's the problem because these student dorms are locked, right? The
Hmm.
problem with the student dorms are the students, right? And I'll tell you why. Because they tell you do not hold the door for anyone coming into the dorm. Let the door close and let them use their ID
Agreed.
to scan in. But we as a people are like, hey, I'll hold the door for you.
Hmm.
No, this is not something that should be done, not something that that they should continue to do. And I'm hoping that it sends a message across all the college campuses. Hey, listen, make sure that the person that is coming into that dorm actually belongs there. Close the door, and if they cannot get in, that means that they do not belong there, you
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
Um, but for this one, it was just a gunman on the lawn, I believe, and just opened fire. So again, the motive, I don't understand. I don't know what that is, but it still is alarming, on all fronts. Just from last week's show to now, we see, so many things happening on these college campuses, and we have to do better when it comes to securing our children. We have to do
Agreed.
better. So. I know, listen, girl. I know your daughter's in college as well, right? So, we want to make sure that she is, safe. My daughter's as well, it's like you send them out and you pray for the best. And I am praying for all of our children, as well as the children of the world who are going to school every day. And it's not just college campuses, right? They're elementary schools. Remember, a lot of school shootings happening at elementary schools, and
High
so
school,
it's
junior
not
school.
just the high schools and college, it's the babies too. And we
Yeah.
just got to cover our children, cover the children because they're innocent. So, but yeah, so that's it with that. So hopefully, we'll get more information on that, so that we can talk about it for next week's show and just kind of highlight, what the outcome was and what that person the person that they have in custody, what they being charged with, because they
Okay.
should throw the book at that person. I'm not gonna
Anyone who does a school
lie.
shooting should they throw the book at them. Don't shoot them.
Yeah,
When you shooting them,
yeah.
that's killing them. They're not really, paying for what they did.
Exactly. And we want them to
Yeah.
be able to sit and think about it, right? Think about what they've done. And I believe that that would assist with, their changed behavior when they enter back into the world. I'm hoping, so
Agreed.
they'll
Yes.
be rehabilitated, if you will. All right. So more to come on that one. And we're going to go to our next topic.
Wow. So, last week we spoke about Candy and Todd getting a divorce, right? So apparently, this prenup is still up for grabs. Todd is really sitting up there trying to contest his will. I said contest his will.
Well, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Okay.
Right. Oh my
Go
goodness.
ahead.
He's really trying to contest this prenup because he's really saying that he didn't his lawyers wasn't there to help him, but there's so many different stories talking about. First of all, we all know that this was televised, so I don't even know why this prenup is still being discussed. Just let her divorce you and just move on with your life, sir. you know but they're saying that there's a in the show, Todd basically woke Candy up in the middle of the night and asked her to change two items in the prenup, and he will sign it. So if he's saying that and it's on that taping, why is he able to put all this effort in trying to go against the prenup that he signed?
Hmm. What we have seen so far is that clip where Todd was given the prenup 4 hours prior to the wedding.
Hmm.
Well, if what you're saying is true, he received the prenup prior to, maybe the day before,
Mm-hmm.
read it, his lawyers advised that he changed something,
Mm-hmm.
and then 4 hours before the wedding, all he had to do was look through it to make sure that those two things that were recommended were changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now then he's free to sign. So
Yeah.
that sounds more believable, right?
Agreed.
Than she just giving him the prenup 4 hours before and say, hey, listen, sign this. Because then, yeah, it could be considered him signing it, under duress, or he was coerced to sign it, with no other option. So I can get that. It could be contested that way. Now, I don't know if Candy has footage of him calling and talking about that, because that would make her case so strong, um, that he wouldn't even be able to, he wouldn't have a leg to stand on, you know?
So I think that it is footage because according to what I read, it said that it was on the show him waking her up, asking her
Mm.
asking her to change these two things and he'll sign it. And it was saying that the his lawyers wasn't able to review the updated prenup. So if it's an updated prenup, that means, sir, you've been given this prenup in enough time. You guys were able to skim through it, change the things, change whatever it is that you wanted to change, and then you agreed to sign it. And no
Okay,
one
so
puts his hand to sign that prenup.
true. So I guess the argument could be, we don't know whether or not you just changed that. You could have gone in and changed something else as well. And my lawyers did not have the opportunity to review all the provisions,
That could be
and
it.
updates. It's just a fine line here. And I believe that the prenup indicated that he would only be entitled to the marital assets, which makes sense.
Hmm.
Anything that she's earned or they've earned together, they will split. It does. I do know that it does not include alimony. So he will be entitled to the marital assets, and that's it. For him to want to, and I'm hoping that's not the case, but for him to want to take her premarital assets, that's going a little too far, because you wasn't in the mud. You wasn't in the gym shooting while she was doing what she's doing. You know what I'm saying?
It
He wasn't there.
it just showed that her mother was correct in regards to, he was just there for the money. And another thing is,
Mm,
something else came up showing that he has another woman pregnant at this time, allegedly. We're gonna say allegedly because
okay.
that's when, once that came out, Candy started talking about her side of things. Like once that was
Uh,
posted, now all of a sudden you start seeing Candy coming out, talk about how she's feeling, and that she's going through everything. She's still smiling, but she's hurting inside and stuff like
mm,
that. But if it is true that he has another woman pregnant, I hope that that's a clause in that prenup. And because if you committed adultery, sir, and got someone else pregnant, then you don't deserve anything.
yo, and it annoys me that you do all of this dirt to this woman, right? You don't honor the vows that you made, but then you want to take her through the ringer to get money. Keep in mind, okay, and I don't know, maybe it's a different thing for me. If I'm cheating on you left and right, okay, I'm not coming to you and say, you know what, give me this, give me that. I'm not doing any of that, because I know that I was out there doing my dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want anything from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'll just take this. I'll take this on the chin and keep pushing and keep moving forward. And I feel like that's what he should do. Co-parent, take care of your children, and move forward. Split the marital assets, that were explained in the prenup,
Hmm.
and then going about your life. I'm just not gonna be funding your kid or your new kid or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna be living off of me. No,
And
no,
remember,
no.
he's trying to take their kids too, the two youngest. He's trying to
Yeah.
put them on top of the new one that he's about to have. He sounded a little bit like Offset if you think about it. Offset did the cheating too. He cheated, and now he's salty that she moved on with someone else. In this case, Candy is not moving on with someone else, but Candy, I guess Candy's is her money because Offset asked for what two was it 200 million or 20 million?
Chaba. I don't even know, but it's just all of it is just I keep like let me tell you something. 2025 has been crazy, Nicole, right? We've been talking about this. Like Audacity is 50% off in 2025 because what? So many people have the audacity to do things wrong and think that they're going to be rewarded for their wrongdoing.
I don't understand it. I don't
What are we
understand.
talking about here?
How about just taking the accountability, accepting the accountability, and doing right, by yourself, by your children, by your ex, and move on, and co-parent, because
Period.
it's be both of y'all.
Period. That's it. That's all that you should do. And it would do what we talked about this last week. Just bringing the children into this, Offset, you mentioned Offset just a few moments ago. Offset and what he was doing to Cardi and how he was trying to make her look on television. I mean, in the news and just public opinion
Yeah.
and trying to sway public opinion. She's a great mom. She's not perfect, but she's a great mom to her children. And in many cases, she was a great wife to you, y'all. You definitely had y'all issues, but like, how many times has she caught you cheating through that entire relationship and still decided to stay? You were okay with her staying. You wasn't saying anything. As soon as she says, I'm done, I'm finished, now you want to jump fly. Now you want to talk crazy.
Want to be
It's
told,
yo.
but you created your own situation. And
Look.
when he had the interview, he admitted to messing up. It was his fault.
So what we
So
talking about here? What we talking about? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't
It
know.
just seems like people are vying for the attention, but it's the wrong attention. Like, kudos to those people who can just leave well enough alone and go about their business. Kudos to those people, right? You know you did wrong, and you're just going about your business. It's those people who try to manipulate situations, manipulate the background, try to do all these different things and slander and gossip about the person that they've done wrong.
Hmm.
Make it make sense. It girl, I don't even know. But I'm hoping that this gets settled quickly. I know that she had originally going out for joint custody. Now she's like, F that. I'm doing sole custody. Since you playing, let's see how this goes. I'm like, oh Lord.
And that's the problem
This
too.
is
The only reason why he's doing it is for the money. He wants that money that's gonna come
mm,
attached to them children. And I'm
he ain't
like,
got no
why can't
munions. He wants some munions.
you just why can't you just do what you're doing already? Because if you already got the kids with you because she's traveling and working or whatever, you're gonna get the money regardless because the children are there. Why can't there be a agreement upon the two adults and it not be more than what you're supposed to have? I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many whys and hows in this situation that it's all gonna play out in court. It's all gonna play out in court, and I'm hoping that even after this, because these things can get very nasty. They're amicable now and trying to work through the issues, but if it has to go to sit in front of a judge, the amount of secrets that will be coming out between the two,
Hmm.
I don't know if they want that. So I'm hoping they can come to an agreement soon that's not going to put them further into the public eye. So we'll see what happens. Mm-mm. Negroes.
Girl, listen, we gonna find out. Some more
That's
news
it.
about this. Some tea right here, okay?
Yeah, we'll keep y'all updated. We'll keep y'all updated. You know, it's ever changing on this ever changing story. We'll keep you all updated. But I do want to talk about one other thing, Nicole.
What's
And I
that?
know you know what that is. You know, we need to talk about the Diddy documentary. You know, we have to talk about that.
Yes, ma'am.
For those who have not seen it, you may want to click off at this particular moment because we're going to delve into it just a little bit, in the interest of time, just a little bit. Nicole, what in the holy hell?
Girl, the crazy
What in the
we lived this, okay? We're originally from New York. I remember so much of the stuff that went on, and just to hear there's stuff that we knew, but to hear the stuff that we didn't know. When it comes down to the party that made him famous. I remember that party because I wanted to go to that party. I was told I couldn't go to that party. Thank God I couldn't go to that party because look what happened. Um, to Tupac getting shot when they was recording, to Biggie, all these things about um uh what's her name, Faith Evans not wanting to do the "I Miss You" song, and him forcing her to do it, even though she just lost her husband. It's so many different things. But Kwana, you tell me, what is it that stood out for you? What stood out for you, girl?
we already knew about the Cassie stuff, so that wasn't surprising to me. But what stood out to me was almost him trying to be these people,
Oh my God.
right? And not trying to be. There's certain things that he manipulated which caused the death, the deaths of these people. What really burned my buns, what really scuffed my tins, okay, was when they had the opportunity to go to London. Biggie had the opportunity to go to London the night that he was in Vegas, and Puffy made him stay.
Yeah.
I don't know how a whole grown adult can make you stay, but we know that there are certain things that people manipulate, so we already know that. Made him stay, basically leading him to his own death,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then he was supposed to be going for like a Rolling Stones cover,
That right there, I remember that cover.
right? Supposed to be going for the Rolling Stones cover. And then once he passes away, he does that, all the stuff. And then Puffy says, forget that, put me on the cover. We swap it? Is this what we doing? We swap it?
We know what that's called. But
Always swap it. Like, that wasn't intended for you.
yeah.
And you couldn't even let this man have his shine even in death. You still wanted to make money off of him,
Mm-hmm.
not pay his estate, all these types of things. I was just looking at that. When I heard that, I was like, no, he did not. Not that was Biggie's cover.
Mm-hmm.
He could have used that opportunity to memorialize Biggie and
Agree.
give him his moment. But he decided to take the moment for himself. Yo, I keep telling people, people are not out here looking for, you know, the material things. People are out here looking to take your aura, take the light that God has given you, take the talent that God has given you. People
Hmm.
are out here taking that by force. And
Yep.
you have to be mindful and stay woke. Because this right here, even with Tupac, everyone talks about Tupac being a light, and he was such a he has such a magnetic personality.
Hmm.
Such a magnetic personality. Like what? Girl,
Hmm.
bye.
He was jealous of
So
Tupac, which is weird because I'm like, everything that we seen, they were friends. But in this particular documentary shows that the friends was Pac and Biggie. And Puffy was jealous of their friendship.
yeah,
And
yeah,
when because Puffy wanted to gain from Pac, and Pac said, "Nah, get out of here." You know that I'm saying it. The PG-13 way because that's not what he
right,
said.
right,
If
right.
you watch the documentary, you know. Okay, if you know, you know. But yeah. So I love the fact that he was sitting there and Pac was so excited about Biggie success. He was so excited about Biggie's success as if it was his own success. That's dope.
Definitely is. But you see how Puff controlled the narrative here because he
Hmm.
put out this East West thing when it really didn't have to be.
Yeah.
And it was creating the perfect storm,
Hmm.
creating the perfect storm. He's like, I don't have to do it, but I'm going to create the perfect storm so that they're going to do it to themselves.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yo, I I cannot believe it. I just watched that documentary, and people are talking about a lot of the people on there were just like scorned or bitter. That may be true, but there are also people that have been silenced and are done with being silent. They want to come out and tell the story. That whole Cassie 10 album deal is redonkulous. You know daggone well. I don't know anyone who was signed a 10 album deal, right? That means that I am indebted to you. I am contracted to you. And
Yeah.
then you had no you had no intentions of even helping me make this album or put out an album. As long as they've been together, she should have been putting out albums every single year. Bong, bong, bong.
Every
Putting
year,
them out.
every other year, something like that.
Every something like that. But the fact of the matter is that there was no intention that he had no intention of putting out an album for her,
Mm-mm.
and so that she could fulfill her ends of the deal. No intention.
It was a
It's
control
crazy.
mechanism for him.
Oh God.
Yeah.
How many people we know, are going through that right now? We're not even talking about celebrities, it can, it's affecting them on a larger scale, but people who are so talented and people who are a light to this world and people around them really want to snuff it out,
Right.
you know? It's they want to take what's theirs. They want to take what they have because they feel like they can.
Hmm.
So and I think that's exactly what happened here. Taking what people had because
Yeah.
he could. And he like I could not believe. I think that the co-owner of Bad Boy, when he said that once he was fired, after 90 days he was fired because he would not change something in a contract. So after 90 days he was fired, and it's like
Hmm.
he was blackballed because he went through poverty, homelessness, all
And
these
that's
different
something that was
things.
shocked that happened from the point of Puffy taking his stock, holding a bat, threatening him to take the stock because he wanted to invest it somewhere else, and then because he didn't want to do the contract, like you said, he got fired. Like what?
Yo, yo, Crazy, crazy. And making Biggie pay for his own funeral,
No, girl, that was
that's
just
the lowest of the low, okay?
I'm like
The
all
lowest
the
of
time
the
he
low.
was doing interviews, talk about how much he paid for Biggie's funeral. That's my best friend. I lost my best friend, and yada yada yada. To find out that when he found out the amount of the funeral, he said, "Nah, he gonna pay for his own funeral." Where did he
Listen,
get that?
spiritual warfare at its best. Because you can't prove it, doesn't mean it didn't happen. He
Hmm.
did what he did. He manipulated. He did other things, behind the scenes that I personally don't even want to get into. But all of these things in order to take the spotlight from people who rightfully deserved it. And he had help doing it, consciously and unconsciously. He had help doing it. And those people who turned a blind eye to the abuse, to the manipulation, the um and to just everything that was going on at that time, they're equally as responsible. And I don't even want to hear anything different, you know? They're equally as responsible because if you can condone this, I can hear you speaking out now, but you were right in it and you saw the money, you put money over integrity, period. So I understand you want to speak out now, but he already ruined lots of lives. The whole thing with him going after people, girls. Let's
Girl,
talk about it. Let's
my
talk
head
about it.
the time you did
Let's
it.
talk about it.
Hold on. The crazy thing is, everybody that he's been with somebody that he knows. How is that? Um,
Huh.
Kim Porter, I'll be sure. Who's the other one? Cassie was with 50, right? Um, his last baby mother. I mean, the not his last baby mother because he has a
What you
younger
call it was with the guy from EPMZ. Misa was with the guy from
baby. Yes,
EPMZ.
that was
Was
the first.
that Eric Sermon?
Yes, that was the first. That was the first one. The other one I'm
Wait.
talking about is the one that's the same age as his twins.
Okay,
She
I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
she was the one with she was with Tupac. She was with Tupac when Tupac died.
What we talking? We talking swapping right now. Okay, that's what we talking. By any means necessary, get in, get that energy, and do what it is you need to do with it. Period, point blank. And nobody
Ooh.
gonna tell me different. So anyway, that's our show. Watch the Diddy documentary. Please do so and look at it from a spiritual level. Don't even because you can see what's happened. That's spiritual warfare at its best. Also, um, thank you. Thank you so much for watching Real Conversation. We so appreciate you. We're coming to the end of 2025, and I need y'all to finish strong, go out big. Again, my name is Quantitary, and you can find us on YouTube on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at real underscore combos underscore podcast. And you can also find us on Facebook. Nicole, where
And
can they
my
find us?
name is Nicole Jones, and on Facebook is at Real Conversations 2021.
All
And
right. So
you guys a good night and God bless.
God bless.